Today we're talking about something almost every person goes through, but not many people talk about, and it is being lost and not knowing what the right path is for you. Feeling like everyone's got their lives figured out except for you, and if that is you right now, this video is perfect because I will show you how to turn that confusion into clarity and how being lost can actually be the guidance that you need. Hi, I'm Rosalie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy you're here, and let's get straight into today's subject. Now, before we start this video, I want to acknowledge something very, very important. I know that not everyone has the privilege, the safety, or the circumstances to just follow their dreams. I know that life is not equal for everyone, but if you do have that small window of possibility, a little bit of support from your loved ones, or just the ability to create and walk on your dream path, please try. So if you're currently feeling lost and you don't know what step to take, let me give you like a step-by-step guidance of what you can do and what helped me when I felt lost. The first step is stop looking for the right path and start looking for your path. In my opinion, one of the biggest mistakes people make in their lives, in their careers, is trying to choose from the options that society gives them. I think clarity doesn't come from choosing what others want you to choose. In my opinion, clarity comes from asking yourself questions like, what actually feels alive in my body? What pulls me in even if I cannot explain it? What would I do if nobody saw what I was doing, if nobody clapped for my achievements? And what would my highest self do if she could do anything? If you think logically about everything, I don't think that you will come to clarity. You need to feel into yourself first. Otherwise, you will just be listening to the outside instead of listening to the inside. And start from there on, start to listen to yourself. What is fun for you? What would you do if nobody saw or cared? And that could literally be anything. Yes, it can be a 9-to-5 job. It could be traveling the world, or it could be staying in a spiritual community. It could be a corporate job. It could be pursuing art. It could be an entrepreneurial journey. And it doesn't really matter if it's conventional or not. What matters is that it feels aligned with who you currently are. If step 1 overwhelms you, go to step 2 and figure out what is draining you and what gives you energy. Over the next week, take out your journal every day and write down what drained you that day and what gave you energy that day. Because let me tell you, patterns will show up and these patterns will be your new compass. Because what is meant for you, it will energize you. It might not be easy, but it will energize you. And if you rarely find anything that energizes you, which is completely okay, try to do one micro experiment every week just to see if it energizes you. That could be a pottery class, a writing project, solving difficult math problems, learning how to code, a conversation or an interview with an interesting person, learning the skill of editing, and so on. Because when we are lost, we are often stuck in overthinking mode and we need to get ourselves from thinking to acting. And your path will not reveal itself through that overthinking, through being stuck in your thinking state. It will reveal itself through doing, moving stuff, and basically finding out what actually feels good to you. Step 3, if you have that list that we did in step 2, transform that list into an actual real life possible path. So when you found something or several things that energize you, look at the list and ask yourself, is there any path you could walk in life that include those things, that these things actually become your income stream? And please think limitless. There are so many cool, weird jobs, literally like people who get paid to travel to hotels and write reviews about it, or people who are millionaires just by selling art, people who have animal rescue centers on the countryside, or content creators who impact millions by sharing their thoughts. And if they did it, why can't you? So brainstorm and write down ideas. Now, if you wrote down these path ideas and one or some of them really resonate with you, but it overwhelms you and you don't really know where to start, break this huge mountain in front of you down into small steps. So let's take for an example, you would love to build an animal rescue center, but you have no idea where to start, where to get the money from, and basically how to build it. So break down the steps from where you already have it to where you are now. The first question you could ask yourself is, do you need any education for it? And if yes, how can you get that education? Second question could be, what kind of place would you need to start out small and then expand over the years? What would be the main income stream of the center? Would you be like a tourist guide, or would it be like a farm as well with like vegetables and stuff, or like donations and social media? Just ask yourself all about the structure behind it. Third question you could ask yourself is, do you want to do it alone? Would you need a co-founder? Fourth question, how much money do you need in advance and how will you get that money? And again, think limitless. There are so many animal rescue centers who started with literally nothing. Research how they did it. And the last question you could ask yourself is, what are the first 5 steps I could take to make this dream reality? Now, this is only one example of many, and I don't know if you want to build an animal rescue center, but I think you get the idea. So if you have this vague idea of that inner path you want to walk on, you need to have an identity shift, which is step 4. Decide, commit, and then handle all the stress that will come by choosing this path. Because let me tell you, following your own path will not be easy. It can be very scary and difficult, especially if the people around you do not approve of that path. But do you want to live your life as their life? Because imagine laying on your deathbed at 90 years old and you see your 90-year-old self. Like, Literally, close your eyes right now and imagine your 90-year-old self laying on the deathbed. Will she regret the life that you're living today, or will she be proud of you for choosing your own path? A lot of people wait for a big calling. They wait for being ready because commitment is very scary, especially if there are negative consequences, people disapproving of your path. And then when they wait to feel ready, they never start. They study something they don't really like. They say, yes, I'll chase my dreams once I'm done with my studies, once I feel ready. But let me tell you, you will never feel ready. You will make yourself feel ready by doing and by walking that path. Now let me tell you something very, very important, and listen closely. You have so much potential, but that potential doesn't mean anything as long as you don't act on it, as long as you don't commit, as long as you're scared of what people will think of you, as long as you give into your fear, into your people pleasing and comfort zone. And now if you hear this, you're probably like, yeah, she's right, but will you actually change this time? I don't judge you if you don't. Honestly, I was stuck for a very long time as well, and I think every person will start as soon as it's their time to start. But if you know you have that potential, please act on it. You could change so many lives. So what can you do to get over that fear of what other people think, choosing your own path, and like the stress that will be coming with choosing your own path? First of all, something that I am trying to learn right now as well is to completely trust myself and become so delusional. So many people who are walking their random path successfully, whatever success means to them, not me, had to trust themselves and be so delusional, me included by the way, and I still have to be delusional about it. Examples for this could be Tam Kaur, if you know her, Elon Musk, Ronaldo, and so on. Second point, shift your identity. Right now, you're probably wired in your old identity. And for you to pull through and to walk on your own path, you need to shift that old identity into your new identity. What habits does the new version of you have? The version that walks that path. Third point, very important, learn to accept rejection, because you will be rejected when you walk your own path, because it is your path and not the other's path. There might be a chance that they will just not approve and reject your path, because it's not theirs, it's yours. The biggest thing that helped me there was this meditation, because as long as you're not okay with being rejected or with being seen, you will always be the biggest hater of yourself, and you will always be the biggest thing standing in the way of you and your own path. Fourth point, learn to do the things consistently and sustainably that will bring you on that path that you want to walk on. If you want to go into content creation, create content consistently. If you want to have a corporate job, study consistently. You are what you do over and over again, and that will also build that new identity that we talked about in point 3. Now, the most important and present thing you can actually do, learn to sit in the in-between. Right now, when you're feeling lost, it's probably quite uncomfortable because you don't see any direction. The in-between is uncomfortable because it's quiet. You don't have any certainty, no clear answers, basically just space, and that can be so uncomfortable because our mind constantly tries to cling onto something, clings onto security, because that is literally survival. But the thing is, in this space, in this quietness, this is where your intuition is able to get loud. This is where you are able to actually listen to yourself. So please stop numbing it with like distractions, scrolling, comparison, urgency, and instead try to sit with it and listen to what your intuition actually wants to say. So basically summed up, if you're feeling lost right now, I want you to know this. Being lost does not really mean that you are behind. It actually means that you are getting a chance of rewriting your life instead of repeating it. And no, you're not supposed to have all the answers yet. The answers will become clear once you start walking on that path. So I hope this video kind of gave you some thoughts and some value, and if it did, I'd love for you to stay here, leave a like, leave a comment, and if you want to dive deeper into inner work because you just feel too lost and you're not really able to guide yourself, I've linked my 21-day journey in the caption. It is designed to basically help you regarding everything around inner work. You've got this, truly.